Jay, thank you, thank you. All right, so we're talking about partners. I'd like to invite now to the stage Gurudatt Trivedi. Gurudatt Trivedi, he is from TCS, and he will be coming here and sharing a little bit. I'm going to have some questions for him, but the idea is he is the Chief Strategy Officer for Manufacturing at TCS Consulting. As you know, leading company as far as implementation of software ERP and driving transformation. It is one of the key topics for them and how they are leading this with impact for customers. That's what we'll be talking about here. So with no further ado, please, Gurudatt, welcome.
Thank you so much, Ricardo.
Thank you, please. All right. So I think we all know TCS, but we want to hear from you in the context of manufacturing, how TCS is transforming. TCS has a digital design vision and reimagination using AI, enabling this foundation for manufacturers to really streamline deployments, right, using QAD. So how do you think and how this adaptability works and what is the value that TCS brings to the table?
Thank you, Ricardo. First of all, good morning, everybody in the room. And thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, QAD, for the great partnership that we have with you. We're very excited with the new release that you have. Yeah, it's a great question. First of all, congratulations on the release that's there. When we work with clients, they think about what would the journey be after the implementation is done, right? The real journey actually starts once it is done, and how do you make it more self-learning or more adaptive? Like what we try to do is we try to bring adaptability to life through our future-ready manufacturing vision. And what we try to do is how do we help planners anticipate shifts in their production life cycle or the supply chain or what have you? Essentially also how it helps in sustainability by saving cost. So what happens is once you implement the system, how it learns on the go and how it becomes adaptable, right? So what we try to do is we try to by learning through all the customers that we work with, all the processes that we have been part of, how do we make it a self-learning ecosystem? And that's when we see that the cloud QAD ecosystem remains continuously adaptive, innovative, and generating new value as it goes beyond the go live.
Okay. So another important aspect, I think I mentioned earlier, has to do with the ROI, right? So when a company is implementing, they have in mind a return of investment, and we're talking about being more productive. We're talking about embedding AI agents into the QAD adaptive. That's what we are doing now. So how that helps in your view, in your experience, customers to really gain more advantage?
So the way we see is, AI is the fastest route to a generating business value. And the real advantage comes when you're not trying to implement intelligence into a system once it is implemented, but how do you design for intelligence? How do you embed the intelligence while you are designing the system for any ecosystem or the process that you have? What we call is agentic future in TCS, what we try to do is every agent that is embedded into the system that are able to explain why the decision has happened, or they're able to have an audit trail, or they are aligned to the policy that you are designing it for. And therefore, what happens is that you're not trying to retrofit intelligence into a system that is already there, but you are trying to, on the go, when you are implementing the system itself is designed to deliver intelligence in future.
So that's interesting. So this is based in your global experience, and that's exactly what QAD Adaptive is providing. So the intelligence is built in the system.
Yes.
So that makes sense. That's great.
That's when we make it a human-centric AI, right? People are saying that what would happen is one day the robots will rule the world. Here, the robots are there, but the humans are part of the design of AI. So.
Now, shifting gears, implementation, you have seen all different types of implementations with our ERP, And at times, we know the challenge is some of these implementations, they take many, many years to happen. And we are here in QAD really bringing this perspective that we want to compress this time. We want to be more efficient. We want to have, a return for customers much faster. So how TCS is helping and how this, approach matches what TCS has been doing?
So as we see, traditional ERPs tend to run very long in cycles. And most of the organizations that we work with, they are afraid that once they take on the journey, they'll last beyond their lifetime. And but we have seen with QAD, when you have measurable, short feedback loops of the system, how you can increase the velocity and have measurable outcomes at a certain time, so that people don't have to work for a longer period of ROI. Today, the customers are wanting ROI in months, not even 1 or 2 years. And the way we try to do it in TCS is we have something called a 12-week rapids implementation, where we try to mimic how QAD is doing. Like you have a 90-day value cycle, right? So how do you have short feedback loops, small incremental cycles? So the traditional ERPs are not a long drawn process, but you can see ROI very quickly, very fast in an incremental form. And eventually what happens is that, how do you have quick impact to any projects you take on, which is going to drive the customer value.
So what you're describing, it's really a more agile approach to the implementation, in which we can get these results in maybe quicker sprints. That's what you're saying, right?
And coupled with the workflows, the APIs that QAD brings in, right? And we couple that with the domain knowledge that we have. We are trying to deliver the value that customers are hoping for, wanting, and looking for more. And how do we, one is the value, second is also the velocity of the value. And how do you have that if I take on a new role, I don't have to wait for 18 months to see some results. I should be able to deliver and make my customers experience the results much faster, much quicker, and which is what QAD is helping us do with our customers.
Yeah, no, that's great. From an AI perspective, maybe my last question for you is, do you think that AI is bringing more productivity? Is maybe some people, they are afraid, oh, this is replacing people, and how do you see that in your experience? So
the way we see AI is able to help us deliver what we have not been able to do. Either we can do it much more safely, much more effectively, or with much lesser risk. For example, if there are pipes where you have to do inspection, which will have a hazard for people, you can have AI do that. Or some mundane work that we have to do, like, I don't want to do the data entry, and I can use that. So the human brain is capable of doing so many things. We rather use that brain power to do something that machines cannot do, and have machines do something that, that can be done by anybody. I would look at it in the reverse way, right? Human power is much more powerful. Human brain is much more powerful than AI. So let's do what machines cannot do. Let machines do what everybody else can do.
No,
that's how I would see it.
That makes sense. So basically, QAD Adaptive, by bringing Champion AI, is freeing up people to do a more valuable work. In other words, that's what you're saying.
Champion AI, the pace, all that, and that resonates so well with the approach that we have. It just fits the right hand into a glove. And working with Champion, Adaptive, Red Zone, it's been a fantastic journey, and looking forward to work more and more as we go forward. No,
that's great. So I think this is awesome to hear. You have like a global experience. You work with all different segments of customers in the manufacturing, and saying that our direction is the right one. I think that is encouraging to see, that information, to hear that from you. Yeah. So,
just one more point I'll add. And when we say manufacturing, people would, everybody has a different definition of manufacturing. But when we say manufacturing, it would be process, it could be industry, it could be automotive, it could be aerospace, it could also be manufacturer of life science or medtech devices. So we see that impact all the customers across the segment, and put under a broader umbrella manufacturing. We see that impact brought by QAD across and all the segments, all the industry lines, everywhere you see.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I think that's great. I mean, we have, as I mentioned earlier, a vast ecosystem of partners. And TCS, we want to thank you for being one of the sponsors of the event here today, and also for being here, Gurudatt. It's really great to have you here. And we are looking forward to all the nice things that are coming from TCS in our joint efforts to implement the QAD Adaptive.
Thank you so much. And as I learned more about the releases and also went through a short video which Amit had put on, it's very exciting. And I know that there is a significant impact that is being created by QAD, and we're very, very excited to bring it to all our customers everywhere.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I'd like to introduce another partner that we are working, and we're doing good things with. Persistent is another important partner that we have here. I'd like to bring from Persistent, Dr. Rajesh, please come to stage.